Hello dear students, my name is Rahul Kumar Sharma. This is the third video on the topic kinematics of a particle. In this video, I am going to deal with the integral equations of motion. For that, first let us try to understand how motion can be differentiated based upon the variation of acceleration. The first type is the motion with the variable acceleration. This type is again divided into two categories, differential equations of motion and the integral equations of motion. As we know that integration is the reverse process of differentiation. Based upon this logic, if we take the example, suppose displacement that is denoted by x, it is expressed in terms of variable time t. So the equation is, here the motion is defined in terms of displacement, that is x is equal to t cube. So if I take the first derivative of the displacement with respect to time, because time is the variable, okay, because displacement is varying with respect to time. So if I differentiate this first equation with respect to time, so I get velocity. So velocity, that is v is equal to the derivative of t cube will be 3t square. Okay. So again, if I differentiate this 3t square, this equation with respect to again time, because in second equation the time is again variable with respect to time, velocity is varying. If I put t is equal to 1, so I am going to get the velocity that is equal to 3. If I put t is equal to 2, so I may get that is 2 square, that is 4 into 3, that is 12. So this is the second equation, that is velocity, and that velocity is the change in displacement divided by time. Now third equation, how I am going to get third equation? As I know, acceleration is equal to what? Acceleration is equal to dv by dt, means change in velocity divided by time, or in simple way I may say it is the second derivative of the displacement. So that is, what is the derivative of 3t square? So the derivative of the 3t square will be 60. Okay, so in this way I get the three equations, and these three equations I got by doing the differentiation process. Okay, so as I told earlier, integration is the reverse process of differentiation. So the next type is integral equations of motion. So here what is important point to be noted, we are discussing this example under the title, that is motion with variable acceleration. So here we can observe, if I put t is equal to 1, so what value of what acceleration I am going to get? That is equal to 6. If I put t is equal to 2, so that is 6 into 2, that is 12. If I put t is equal to 3, so 6 into 3, that is 18. So what conclusion we can make? With respect to time, acceleration is varying, acceleration is not constant. Okay, so that's why here we can say this example can be considered under the title, that is motion with variable acceleration. Okay, in the next type is, or the next topic is the integral equations of motion. Again, let us take one example. So to understand what is integral equations of motion, let us try to understand one basic example. Suppose here the motion is defined, or we can say here acceleration is expressed in terms of variable, that is time. Okay, so in this first equation, that is a is equal to 60. So time t is the variable. It means with respect to time, acceleration is varying. Okay, if I put t is equal to 1, so I am going to get a is equal to 6. If I put t is equal to 2, I am going to get a is equal to 12. So it means with respect to time, acceleration is keep on changing. So that's why again this example can be considered under the title, that is motion with variable acceleration. So now if the acceleration equation is given, and from that if I want to have the, or if I want to derive the expression for velocity, then I have to do the reverse operation. In first case, the displacement equation was given, and if I differentiate this t cube, so I got derivative for that is 3t square, and this is the velocity. Again, if I keep on differentiating, so the derivative of 3t square, it is 60. So in this way I got I have derived these two equations for velocity and acceleration. But in integral equations of motion, the motion will be defined in terms of acceleration, and from that equation of acceleration I have to derive the expression for velocity and expression for displacement. So I have to do the reverse process. In first type, in differential equations of motion, I have done the differentiation, and by doing the differentiation I got the expression for velocity and expression for acceleration. But in case of integral equations of motion, I am going to do integration. So here the variable is time t. So as we know, a is what? That is acceleration. Acceleration is equal to dv by dt, means change in velocity divided by time. So by using the concept of integration, so if I integrate 6t with respect to dt, okay, so 6 is a constant number, so I need to integrate only t with respect to dt, because time is the variable factor here. So that's why, so integral operator will be dt. So what is the derivative, what is the integration of the t with respect to dt? That is addition of one power plus addition of power, that is power rule. If I refer power rule of integration, so here equation is acceleration is equal to 6t. So if I refer the power rule of integration, then if I treat 6 as a constant number, then the integration of the t with respect to dt, that will be t square divided by 2. So equation become 6t square divided by 2. So as we know, that is 6 divided by 2 will be 3, and the power of the t becomes t square. So next equation that I got, that is 3t square, and if I integrate 3t square with respect to dt again, because again the time t is a variable, that's why I can use dt as in my integration operator. So the integration of 3t square with respect to dt, that is 3 into t cube divided by 3. So 3 get cancelled, so what is remaining? T cube. So here equation, that is, as here the displacement is expressed as t cube. Again here we have derived equation, that is x is equal to t cube. So from this basic example we can understand that the integration is the reverse process of a differentiation, nothing more than that. So simple thing to remember is, in first type, that is differential equations of motion, we have to differentiate the given equation, that is in terms of displacement, then we will be getting expression for velocity, and if I differentiate the expression of velocity, then we are going to get expression for acceleration. But in integral equations of motion, the process becomes exactly reverse. In integral equations of motion, the motion will be defined in terms of acceleration, in terms of equation of acceleration, and if I integrate the equation of acceleration, I am going to get equation for velocity, and if I integrate the equations of velocity, then I am going to get expression for displacement. That is the motion with variable acceleration, because in both example we can observe, if I put different value of time, if I put t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3, so I am going to get different value of acceleration in both types. That's why under this title, means differential equation of motion and integral equations of motion, under this both title, whatever questions is asked, that belongs to the first type, that is motion with variable acceleration. Okay. The next type is motion with constant acceleration. So to understand what is motion with constant acceleration, let us go through this basic example. If I express the motion, if I define the motion in terms of equation of displacement, that is x is equal to t square. So what does it mean? If I put t is equal to 0, displacement is 0. If I put t is equal to 1, so displacement x is equal to 1. If I put t is equal to 2, so displacement become 4. If I put t is equal to 3, so that x become 9, displacement equal to 9. Okay, so if I differentiate this equation x is equal to t square with respect to dt, why I am differentiating this equation of x is equal to t square with respect to dt? Only because t is the time and that is the variable. That's why I have to differentiate this t square with respect to dt. So if I differentiate this t squares, that become 2t. So the first derivative of the displacement, that is velocity, and the second derivative of the displacement is the acceleration. So if I again differentiate this equation, that is 2t with respect to dt, so that becomes 2. Now let's put the different values of time t in these three equations together. If I put t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3 in first, then second, then third equation. Okay, so for different value of time t, I am going to get different value of x. For again, for in the equation of velocity, here we can observe velocity is expressed as a function of time t. Means if time keep on changing, if I put different values of time t, I am going to get different value of magnitude of velocity. It means velocity is varying, but here acceleration does not change with respect to time. So we have got acceleration is equal to value, that is 2. So 2 is a number, constant number. So that's why we can say this type of example can be considered as part of motion with constant acceleration. So whenever you come across motion with constant acceleration, so you will be observing the questions where acceleration remains constant with respect to time. Acceleration does not change, but other factors, that is velocity and displacement, are changing. Now third is uniform motion. So in uniform motion, velocity remains constant. It means motion is taking place, but velocity is not changing with respect to time. But displacement, for at different time you are getting different magnitude, different values for displacement. To understand what is uniform motion, let us go through one example. Here the motion is defined in terms of equation of displacement. So x is equal to 2t. So if I put different value of time t, so if I put t is equal to 1, so I get x is equal to x is, I am considering x as a displacement, that is displacement along the x-axis. Okay, I am assuming the motion, that is the rectilinear motion, means the motion which takes place along a straight line, that is called as rectilinear motion, and I am assuming that that straight line is a horizontal line, means that is the x-axis. So that is what assumptions I have made. So here the expression is x is equal to 2t. So first derivative of 2t will be 2, and if I differentiate this expression of velocity, then I am going to get acceleration equal to 0, because if I take the derivative of the constant value, that becomes 0. So what we can observe here, for different values of time, I am going to get different values of x, means displacement, but with respect to time, velocity is not changing, velocity is constant. And if I put different value of time t in first, second, third equation, so it does not affect the acceleration. Acceleration is 0, because whenever there is no change in velocity, it means there is no acceleration. Okay, in absence of acceleration, you will not find change in the velocity. In this way, motions is classified depend upon the variation in the acceleration. So before we solve the next type of numerical, or before we solve the numerical based on the integral equations of motion, this difference between all these type based upon the variation in acceleration, it is very important to be understood. I hope you have understood the difference between the motion with variable acceleration, motion with constant acceleration, and uniform motion. So in next video, I am going to solve some numerical based on the integral of equations of based on the integral equations of motion. Thank you.